Bangin Beers Podcast. We are live and back to that 2-week schedule. Hope you didn't miss us for that week off. Episode 169. Nice. Yeah.
Thanks for that one.
Yeah. You chose it. That's hilarious that it's your
Hilarious.
You might have actually been on episode 69.
I don't know. I hope so.
That'd be amazing. We should research the archives for that.
I need to find out.
We are doing 8 and Sand beers tonight, as well as Rodenbacher and some PA spirits from Hewn. Oh, I nailed it. And this is called Shipmate. So we have a lot going on tonight. Myself, Bob, Anthony, Bill at the table, as well as Cheesefoot joining us once again. So what we're going to start doing going forward is we're going to Bill has a lot going on. Andy, like I said, a lot going on. So it's gonna be pretty much me and Bob holding down the ship for most of it. But what we do is we just create like a private chat. So if you're someone who listens a lot, you live local, you've been on the show a bunch of times, or if you want to start being on the show, we're gonna have like a rotating thing. So when we go do things, most of the time you might just see me and Bob, and then maybe Andy and Bill with us. But we're gonna start rotating guest seats, and it's gonna be a lot easier to go that route instead of posting it. And then everyone's like, "Well, I didn't see the post." So we're going to kick it to our chat first. If no one in the chat can do it, then we'll open the doors like, hey, who wants to come join us? And that's what we're going to do. So if you want to do that, head over to Facebook, our community page, Bangin Beers Podcast community page, or hit me up on any social media and be like, how can I get in that Facebook chat? And we'll add you to it. Also, we have the merchandise page, so you can head over to iwepnetwork.com, or you can use the links below and head over to that merch and grab some cool stuff, as well as there's a Patreon, or if you want to leave some tips and donation to help the podcast out, that'd be awesome. Patreon's more of a monthly donation, where the tip is like a one-time thing if you want to do that. If you don't have monetary, I completely get it. Times are tough, things are rough, so let's you can always share, like, and tell people about this post. Reviews go a long way on Apple. All right there, bud. Falling asleep on me. Are you tired?
I'm good.
The Square Table Degenerates hanging out with us already in the chat. They're killing it. Full house back again, and they said I had a Ken Bone for episode 69 on my show. There you go, Ken Bone on episode 69. We have a Cheesefoot on our 169. I don't know what sexual joke you can make with a Cheesefoot, but
I mean, there's lots of money in the foot industry.
Yeah.
Sure.
I should probably turn your mic on. That would help.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's lots of money in the foot industry. I don't know about the Cheesefoot industry, but we're gonna find out. That's for sure.
Head cheese.
Isn't there a app where you can like put photos of feet up? Isn't like it's like a niche thing?
Oh yeah, somebody was telling me about that yesterday.
You should do it
monthly to be able to have access to putting your feet up there, and then people can just give you bread for it.
You should do it. That's your whole thing. Like,
all right, I'm starting it today.
I'm Cheesefoot, and you can find me on this foot fetish app. I think it's hilarious.
I'm doing it.
You're one of the only people I know who openly advertises that you can be followed on Pornhub, but there's not like sexual content.
No,
it's just
I'm sure at this point I try to make sure I'm not logged in, so you don't see the weird shit I'm watching. But I feel like that's the only thing that Pornhub signing in.
What you should do is you should share on your profile what you're watching. Like, you should give people that access.
All right, I'm fine.
Yeah. And then every now and then slip one in that's like really
watching that.
Yeah, like,
wonder if there's like a tracker on how many seconds you watched it, because I don't make it very far through the videos.
Yeah. Listen, everyone knows the combination to their own safe, you know. Get it in, get out. You know, it's like a heist. You don't want to be there all day. You know,
I just need it at this point. It's not even for fun anymore.
Yeah, it's just to help your depression. Yeah. Who do we got here in the chat? Sam Beers. 8 and Sand is an awesome brewery. Love their seasonal Thin Mint Stout. Listen, I hope they like the episode. We've already started off at a bang, talking porn already. So sorry, 8 and Sand. Let's crack our show beer that we have. I'm exhausted. I'm already drinking a Red Bull. So we have what? Rodenbach Classic. Tell us about this one, Bob.
This is a sour. Rodenbach is a classic Belgian brewery. They were established in 1821. This is their mainstay, actually.
I'm doing very small pours today. I have a gig after this, so I have to be.
I got a Bill glass.
Oh,
hell yeah!
All right. Well, you're drinking out of, unless you guys want to swap glasses, up to you.
Nope.
Oh, all right. You're drinking out of Bill. Hey y'all! Shout out to Bill from Spazman.
Yeah,
Spaz. Oh, that's your nephew,
Yep,
right?
my nephew.
Yeah,
Yep.
nephew.
Am I just like, what are we doing here?
If you want a full pour, you
There's
can.
no way. You guys are dangerous now.
Yeah, you don't have to do a full pour if you don't want to. You can just do a half. It's completely up to you. We don't pressure you into getting blackout drunk on this show. You drink to your. Just remember, you are like at one point leaving. So
Yeah.
I don't want anyone getting smushed. But that your show beer is just to sip on through. This is a new feature.
It's been
of the
a
thing.
while.
Yeah. So what we do now is we do our lineup and then we have a show beer. And the show beer we usually do a full pour, and that's what you sip on throughout the episode.
Awesome. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
And this way you can feature something from another brewery or something along those lines. I did buy like 2 cases of Chetty. I bought a case of bottle and a case of can. So I have a lot of show beers lined up if we ever fall short. I have a lot of Chetty. Always have to have the Chetty on deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone go, speaking of Chetty and Yingling, did anyone go to the Yingling event?
I was there.
I don't know. We were together.
Yes.
Me and Bill, I didn't really partake in anything else that was going on town. Unfortunately,
No,
I came very
I didn't
late.
want. I was there very early, but I didn't wander around.
Yeah, we pretty much hung out at Pilgrim the entire day. A lot of punk music. It was a good time. Tim Mingle, Condition Oakland, Billy Trey played. I'm sure there's a whole bunch more.
There were a lot.
I
because
came
they
super
had
late.
They had music from like noon to midnight, and it was nonstop.
I just had this vision of trying to find somewhere to park.
I had the same
area.
vision, and
I was like, I'm
up
gonna
by
go
where the Greystone was, all those parking spaces were open. There was not a person
See,
parked there.
that's the day I went here.
But
Yeah.
because I parked by the Humane because the state police had their setup there. So I'm like, oh, I'll just park here because then no one's gonna like mess with my car or anything because they're all literally right there.
Mhm.
Smart.
And then I walked around the corner and there were a whole bunch of open space. I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah,
I could have literally like watched my own car from where I was standing all day.
yeah. That was weird. They didn't shut down Main and Center
No,
Street.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I thought for sure
That's
they
part of
would.
why I didn't go move my car then, because I'm like, at some point they're gonna have to close this down, and then I'll be trapped in there. But they didn't. Like
Nope.
It was open all day. They were just
All day
letting
long.
people drive through.
And there was just a billion people through there, right?
Not
saw
that many
some
walked
pictures.
the main section. I think a lot of people like tried to kind of stayed on the path that they set for them.
Yeah.
By having because they had the band start up at Yingling and then slowly move through town to get to the main stage.
Yeah, they almost meant like an L.
Yeah.
Where was the main stage?
Down at the bottom of Progress.
Where
like
Wise
by-
used to be.
where the old Giant
Okay.
was at.
There's
Like
no
right down
Giant
at
there
that.
anymore?
No.
No. Or yeah, Giants. Sorry, not
Yeah.
Wise.
Where the fuck have I been?
It's like it's a college now. So essentially, you know how
It's
there's a
gonna be
hill,
like a
the hill right by Greystone.
Yeah.
So everyone sits on the hill and looks down the street, and that stage is on the bottom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They've done that's what they did the last 2 times, but they, like I said, they didn't shut down any roads. So it was like you could have driven.
I think the only one they closed down was like the back one,
like Montongo.
like behind and what's it called behind behind Crimson House.
Yeah.
Like that one was closed. Then they had food trucks and everything.
Shout
all
out
down
to
there.
shout out to Loki and Layla Candles. They have a little private one spot in behind their store, and they're like, "Hey, we're not using it, so if you can get there,
I saw them offer that too.
park it."
Awesome.
And I was like 4 o'clock. I was like, "There's no way that's still available," and I pulled up, and there it was.
There she was.
And I was 3-4 blocks away from Pilgrim, and it worked out great because I had a whole bunch of equipment that I didn't even use. I didn't get a lot done that day. I just kind of hung out at Pilgrim, a lot of good music. Yingling did a great, you did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
This is not us saying that like we didn't partake because we're being rebels, but
I mean, I didn't partake because I was checking IDs at the door.
yeah, you were
so-
working. I came super late. Country's not my thing. I'm glad everyone had a good time, but Pilgaroos music and people were kind of my scene, but it was still part of the event. Like, just kind of hung out there. It's
I think
a good
I'm
time.
gonna Swing through there after this today.
Pilgaroo.
Yeah.
The Budwash Light is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
I
Really.
I hung out with Conlon the other day, Friday,
Mhm.
because he was down my way for that Taking Back Sunday show.
Yeah.
And he posted that he was at a brewery in Phoenixville. Or no, not Phoenixville, but close. I can't remember
Which one?
exactly where it was. He was at Bald Birds.
Bald Bird.
Oh,
Yeah.
Audubon.
Audubon, that's it.
It's a
I'm
great-
I'm literally like 10 minutes. I was like, was it good? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, I'm coming.
Nice. Maybe that'll be a location we have to go stop at and try some stuff. But we do have some really cool stuff coming up for On Location. So I don't know if all of my shows blend together, so I don't know what I said on what show, but essentially we can keep our quality up really high and travel and do stuff at breweries and on locations and bars or anywhere you want us. We'll literally bring in a backpack. Like we might have to bring a light or two in case it's like really dark in there, but like we can do everything on a with a GoPro system now. So we just bought a GoPro. I have a GoPro from before. I'd like to get one more to a 3-camera angle shot, but we have wireless mics that we can literally throw in a backpack and show up. So if you're a brewery and you want us to come hang out for the day, or a bar or anything, we can come in our Spirits place. We can come hang out and make some content and get some interviews, or just come and try your product. You know, it'd be a lot of fun. Or if any other content creators want to meet us somewhere, we can do some fun things. And the places look cool with us recording there. They don't even have to sacrifice staff or any of their management. As long as they're willing to facilitate, we can use your venues for cool spots to make content, and we would love to do that. But we're cool. We're totally down to pay for our own way. We're not saying like, hey, bring us to your brewery, we're going to ask for everything for free. It's not what we do. And even usually if they do give us stuff for free, we give it back and more in the merch store. It's usually what happens. Like we want one place and they're like, that's all on us, and we're like, cool, and then we drop like $200 each in the fucking gift shop. Yeah. My wife's like, what the fuck did you buy? It's like headbands, t-shirts, and fucking just shit you all have. I'm being pressured hard about my
497 t-shirt.
Yeah. T-shirts I'm getting by with, but she's putting a firm stake down on glassware. So I have to abandon some glassware because we're running out of space. So maybe we have some giveaways coming up for some glassware, or maybe we'll bring stuff places if we're on location and be like, here's a free glass.
Be pretty awesome.
Yeah, because we're running and I have too much and she's not happy about it. And there's certain glass I'm just not giving up. Yeah.
I'm getting you a cabinet. I'm just getting you a big glass cabinet, so it's even more inconvenient, but it'll look nice.
Yeah. We can use. We'll put it here, and then we'll just take everything out and put stuff in by episode.
Perfect.
Yeah, that won't fucking be a nightmare. All right.
She's not listening.
Yeah, she doesn't watch this show. All right, so let's talk about Rodenbach.
I like this. I never had it before. I've had some of their other stuff. I never had this one before I bought this 4-pack. Again, like I said, this is a sour.
A sour red ale, which is fucking weird.
That's a thing over there too. That's part of Flanders, like in the southern part of the Netherlands and Belgium. That's a big deal. That's
this so right up my alley. I don't know how many of y'all have seen my alley, but this
sours and juice bombs are your thing.
That's this red sour is awesome.
Yeah, I've never had a red ale sour before. That's pretty interesting. But at first the tart and the sour, I was like, I don't think I'm into this. And then like the refreshing maltiness and stuff that comes after, it's like, this is really nice.
It's not a hard sour at all.
No.
Yeah, it's not going to scrunch your face up. No. But
and the oak age really lends to it well too.
Yeah, there's no question that it's a sour, but it's not going to scrunch your face all up. And that's one of my favorite things too. When you get on the back end and you can taste the oak and stuff.
Where is this out of?
They're from Belgium.
Well, look at us, international beer drinkers over here.
Oh, we fancy.
But yeah, that's gonna be our first show beer. Let's get into the little bit of history of this place, your experience here, maybe a little bit, and we'll crack our first one. So we're gonna crack our first 8 and Sand, which I'm very curious of how they got their name.
So I do it however you want, but personally, I would go Pilsner, IPA, coffee IPA, stout. That's just me.
Oh, great. Let's start.
But
killing me with the coffee, but all right, we'll get it. We'll do it.
I want to open my notes just so I make sure I get people's names right.
This is how you said
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll crack open our first one, which is going to be the Gabagool.
Oh, no.
The Gabagool.
Yeah, awesome.
Didn't the guy just die from the show?
Yeah.
Fuck. Sopranos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I can just if I could describe his face?
He's an Italian dude with white slick back hair. So good luck. That's probably 90% of the show.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah, he did.
Your description was so spot on. He knows who you mean.
I can't remember his name to say.
Oh, Tony. Yeah.
Was it the guy that played Paulie?
Sure.
I think.
No, not Pauly Shore.
No,
Oh.
no, not yet. Although they are supposedly doing another biodome
Oh, that'd be awesome.
where they're going to Mars.
Yeah, every movie eventually has to go to space. That's the rule. One more Jurassic Park.
Dude,
in
I would
space.
kill for a Jurassic Park in space. Did
Yeah.
you ever play the Dino Crisis games
Yes.
for Xbox?
Tyrannosaurus versus Jason in space.
Yeah, everything has to go to space,
They
even
did
if
a
it
Dino
doesn't need it.
Crisis in space.
We just
and
need
it's
a
awful, but I love it.
we need a space movie. That should be a topic on Not Cool in High School. Is what can we put in space?
Yeah.
What should we not put in space?
Yeah. Do two. Do yes space, no space.
Are you claiming guest spot on that one?
Yeah, I can.
All right, cool. Well, you're in. We're coming up very soon. This week we're doing the bracket of best Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have like 32 movies, and we didn't even get them all, and we're gonna bracket down to the best one. All right, let's do the Gabagool here.
All right, so we're doing the Gabagool. Actually, I don't have it up because I have my notes for this.
I'll read it off here. Gabagool is going to be a Pilsner Italian from 8 and Sand Beer Company, 5.5 overall ABV here. The brewery itself, let's go here to 8 and Sand, is from Woodburn, New Jersey. So not a PA brewery. I thought this was PA for a second.
I mean, maybe they'll move to PA with all the new rules now.
Yeah,
in Jersey.
fucking our heart is
Yeah.
out for Jersey breweries
boy.
because they're getting. We complained for the beginning of the show on Pennsylvania, like this is fucking bullshit. All the nonsense laws in Pennsylvania, dude. We have it good. We're like Vegas compared to Jersey. Like Jersey is just like weed. Do whatever you want. Beer. You need to give a fucking history lesson, and somebody better learn something before you serve that beer.
I thought they did away with the tour.
Oh no,
they're not. The new rules that passed for
No
Jersey,
food.
They're not allowed to
That-
serve food. They're not allowed to have food trucks. They can only do like 16 off-site things a year. So only like 16 brew fests a year they're allowed to do. They're only allowed to have 24 on-site events, which would be
like no live music. So, if
so
you want,
like
you want
li-
bands, you get 24 shots. Up.
Yeah. That includes hosting private events as well. Would be included in those. So any
How did I miss this? When did this change?
Yeah, it just all went down.
yeah.
So essentially, whoever the politician or person in charge in Jersey was just like, the craft beer industry is going to take away from other business.
Yeah,
So fuck one
supposedly
business.
Supposedly the restaurant lobbyists got to the politicians in Jersey and said
that was
it's
an issue
hurting
from the
their-
beginning.
Yeah,
It's
and,
gotten
that-
worse.
it's hurting their business.
and that which is not true.
And then that's when they made all these crazy rules.
Yeah.
But that was like in the beginning when that all started. That was a law that they just managed to not very long ago get repealed. When you came to a brewery in New Jersey, you had to sign a visitor's book, and they were obligated to give you a tour. Like in a working brewery, you had to go and take a tour of the operation before you were allowed to actually go to the bar room and sit down and have a drink.
It's fucking crazy.
You know, dragging people through a working brewery.
Yeah.
You'll
That's
definitely need a beer after that.
yeah.
I mean, well,
shit.
you know, that's you know, what happens if there's like an accident, you know, and you're mandated to take people through a functioning work site.
Yeah. It's crazy. My heart's out to Jersey, man. I always joke. I usually do wrestling commentary in Jersey. I shit on Jersey the whole time. That's my stick. But when it comes to the craft beer scene,
I'm still not allowed in New Jersey. So
Yeah.
good.
but unfortunately, they're going through a lot over there in Jersey when it comes to beer. But Woodburn, New Jersey, they average a 3.77 on Untapped, and they have made 191 beers.
Wow.
Take that, food industry.
Occasionally, how I found out about the brewery too is that I don't know what their distribution deal is, but some of their stuff does occasionally show up at the Tap Depot.
Oh, really? All right. So this Pilsner is a delicate lemony aroma and flavor with notes of honey, pleasant spicy bread taste, and it has a soft mouthfeel and saturated hop character and its restrained bitterness. That's it. It has 381 total check-ins, 58 monthly, and me 0. I will say this right now. This is fucking awesome.
I'm
This is
enjoying it.
really fucking good. Yeah, I might take another little sipper of this
I
on
was
here.
checking that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very tasty.
I'm doing light pours, but this one is everyone good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little heavier on this one. I'm gonna sip on this throughout the show. This is fucking great. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Italian and there's a mobster reference in there, but I'm really into this. The Gabagool. I'm not a fan of Gabagool. You ever eat Gabagool?
I have not.
I'm not a fan. It's not that great. There's a wrestling team. They bring Gabagool. They used to bring like a board out with Gabagool.
To the ring?
Yeah. And they'd be like, "You want Gabagool? No Gabagool for you." And they would eat it like they were bad guys. And they put the Gabagool table on the commentary table. And I just like grabbed a piece and started eating it. And I was like,
yeah, I don't want this anyway.
this is you can keep the Gabagool. I'm not a maybe like with other like on a sandwich. It's fantastic or mixed in.
What is it?
It's like I couldn't even describe it. It was really hot in there too, and it was probably I don't know.
I can't eat if it's hot.
Yeah, neither can I. But it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't my favorite. Yeah. There's better things you can get in Jersey, like depending on what part of Jersey, or Taylor ham or pork roll. I don't want to pick sides here. I don't want that smoke. Go ahead, Bob.
You finish loading that picture.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. So you're gonna give us a little bit of history of this place and what to expect if you go there.
So they opened up in September of 2016. The owners are Dominic Mazzone, Chris Burke, and Chris Mazzone.
Dude, that first name, Mazzone, that sounds like they're gangsters. Like they're connected. They're family.
They've got some gabagool.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
So,
I love this brewery, by the way. I don't want to be sleeping with the fishes.
So Chris Burke is the brewer.
Burke's like their friend. He's the Irish friend that can never be made. But he's fucking crazy. Don't mess with Burke. He's the one you're telling to get your shine box, and Burke's gonna fuck your day up.
So I believe there was 20 selections on tap when I was there.
20. Good for them. I mean,
that's-
191 beers.
They have a pretty decent sized tap room. They have a outside seating area as well that's behind the building. They had a decent merch section too. I bought a tin tacker while I was there. You don't see them in microbrews too much anymore. Their first year of business, they won a silver medal at the Great American Beer Festival.
Yeah.
I believe the name of the beer was called Bad Hombre. It was a spiced milk stout. It won a silver medal in the chili beer category. Milk stout with chocolate, vanilla, and hot peppers.
Neat.
There's a bunch of railroad themed stuff there. It's actually not very far from the railroad tracks. The name 8 and Sand is actually an old time railroad slang for have a safe trip.
I never heard of that.
On a lot of the older, depending on who the manufacturer was, on the older steam locomotives, 8 was like the highest setting you could go as far as speed. And then and something that is still applicable to the railroads today, to prevent slippage and increase your traction, they still routinely spread sand across the rails.
Imagine that being your job. You just drive around, put sand on track.
So 8 to get there
Train
fast,
kind.
and sand to get there safe.
There you go.
Awesome.
I never knew that. See, we learned something. I do have real quick here, Bob. They have on tap to check so far. They've had 3 different collaborations with other breweries, so they do collaboration stuff. I believe a brewery. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys, you've been listening to all the episodes, and you've been here for a while, Bill. Bonesaw Brewing. We've had that before, right? Have we had a Bonesaw beer?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I feel like we have. Maybe.
I think you're just a really big fan of Spider-Man from 2003.
Nope, we've had 2 beers. We've had the Freedom and we've had the Impending Storm on this show. So yeah, we've had. I knew I had one because I remember because of Macho Man Bonesaw. Yeah, that's exactly why I remembered that. And then they've had a collaboration with Slack Tide Brewing and also New Jersey Beer Company. So yeah, they do collaborations as well.
They're concerned about the environment. They use steam instead of electric to keep the brew facility heated for all that stuff.
Adds to the train thing too.
So does Pilgrim. They use steam.
Yeah.
And
The brew tanks help keep the building warm in the
Yes.
wintertime.
And summer, I heard from last year.
No, they got AC now.
Now,
Yeah.
And they have I forget the exact name they use, but what they use to clean all the stuff. They use a system that actually allows them to reclaim a lot of the cleaning materials and disinfectants and use them over. And they actually also have a solar panel array on the roof of the building.
That's sick.
hell yeah, 8 and sand.
So I think they said it said in the first 5 years of their operation, the solar panels will be eat enough carbon or displace enough carbon that it's the equivalent of like planting 17,000 trees.
Wow. So they're making a lot of beers, quality beers so far of the first one, and they're not leaving an imprint on the big carbon footprint. That's kind of dope. All right, good on you. And this is what I'm talking about. Businesses like this in Jersey are doing cool shit, and their state is just like, go fuck yourself. Like, we're gonna cater to everybody but you. Like, that's disgusting.
Hurtful.
It is. It's terrible, and especially after all what local business went through with the pandemic and can't being able to do anything, you just make it harder for them.
You know, one of the things that kills me about it too is that and I brought this up, and we've all brought this up before, how the microbrew industry isn't like cutthroat like that. You know, where they don't look as everyone else's competition. They look at each other as
Community.
teammates or whatever.
Yeah.
And you never see any other industry like this where everyone else is so willing to go out and help each other and like give away ingredients or raw materials, or I mean, sort of like giving their recipes away. They're a lot of breweries go out of their way to help each other,
And some breweries do give their recipe away and say, let's do a collaboration of this recipe where you take our recipe and add and change one thing. Like, that's crazy what the beer industry does.
Awesome community.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So if you are listening to this and you're from Pennsylvania or wherever you're from and you travel to Jersey, keep that in mind when you're like, what can we do in Jersey? What can we go do? Stop at a craft brewery, no matter where, who it is, what brewery. Go on Untapped or whatever it is, like, what's a craft beer near me, and just go have one or two, and take some home, buy some merch, because they need all the help they can get right now. And there's one thing that's really cool about this beer industry and this craft beer world is even during the pandemic, breweries did pretty well with people being like, we got your back, like we're gonna support you, like do curbside pickup, like whatever you got to do, we will make sure that we come out as a community and help you as a business. And it's fantastic. So definitely keep that in mind as we go about this episode. If you do it 8 and sand, that's fantastic, but just help. New Jersey needs help right now. Their own state is putting them behind the 8 ball when it comes to what they can do and how they can entice people to come to their businesses. Maybe
it's time I pay that little fine and clear my bench warrants for Jersey.
Yeah, you might have to.
Or we could sneak in.
Or sneaking in is fun. More fun.
Probably more fun.
It's way more fun.
Yeah. Wear a fake mustache.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, every time you go to Jersey, you have to wear a Groucho
combo.
or go full out and wear a prisoner uniform. Like, just like a full white and
ready.
black.
Let's do it.
Like a full, like, old school 19s.
With the ball and chain and everything.
Just be like,
perfect.
And they'd be like, just taunt them. Be like, I should be arrested here. I already have my outfit on.
We're coming up on, this will be the 11-year anniversary this year.
I might have a warrant for my arrest.
Yeah.
I forgot to go to jury duty.
Oof.
Yeah. So.
Nah, you're fine.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
If they send jury summons to people that are dead, I'm pretty sure, because I got one like 2 years ago for my grandmother who's been dead for like 7 years.
So she has a warrant?
Probably.
Can you keep a skeleton in handcuffs? Is that legal?
I mean,
I'd be like,
I almost went. You almost got me. I almost went a little. You know what? Fuck it. I'm jumping in. They shoot and kill people and put them in handcuffs immediately after they do it. So anything's possible in our country.
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
That's not. They literally shot someone 75 times, and then went over and like cuff him. Casey gets up.
Like, that happens all the time.
Jesus.
You know, that's one of the things that's why so many people die in police shootings. They're trained to empty their entire magazine before they do it.
Dude, they emptied and then put another one in.
Yeah. So I mean, like if there's 9 of them against you, that's 90 rounds before anyone even stops to see if they hit you or not.
Yeah.
And to be honest, as bad as most of them appear to aim, that's you're probably gonna get hit once or twice out.
Yeah,
of
they're like stormtroopers.
Yeah, even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while.
Yeah, but all right, we'll get off that topic. But anyway, yeah. So who knows? Maybe they're like, where are they at this
Anyway,
Sunday?
let's go to New Jersey.
Tony's in jail for missing on Jersey.
Don't advertise. I'll be there.
Yeah, we won't put it all over social media and taunt the state of New Jersey.
Cheesefoot's coming.
Yeah. What was it for parking?
Open container on the boardwalk in Wildwood in 2011.
I think like Wildwood, you're allowed to now, right? They have bars on the boardwalk.
Back then, so let me just quick. I'll run through the story real quick. It was like 7 o'clock at night. I had been drinking heavily for days. We're walking to the boardwalk. I got a cup of Riot Punch because why not? I finished it long before I got to the boardwalk. I didn't want to litter. I waited till I got to the boardwalk.
So you got hit with an empty.
Dropped it into the trash can, and the cop comes over and he goes, "What's in that cup?" Like that one in the trash can that's
nothing.
empty?
It's empty.
No, nothing. And he goes, "I can tell you're drunk." I said, "Yeah, very much so." And he gave me an open container.
I'm on vacation. I'm at the beach.
I got an open container ticket for it, and I just never paid it.
Good for you. I wouldn't have paid it either.
Yeah. Now I'm just not allowed in New Jersey. That's
Fight the power.
Only downside.
Once again,
$388.
Jersey hating on drinks. Terrible. Yep.
Empty cup though. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But meanwhile, under the boardwalk is just filled with heroin needles.
You don't want to be under that boardwalk.
Just filled with just every drug imaginable. And they're like, "You drinking beer? You drinking jungle juice?"
Did you ever see the Always Sunny episode where they go to the beach? And he's like, "You're gonna love under the boardwalk. It's a magical place." And they just get under there and there's just 2 homeless dudes just going at it. And I was like, I screamed. When I watched it, I screamed. I was like, there's no way I just watched that on television. Like,
yeah. Eddie Collins in the chat says, "Fuck Jersey." Not all Jersey. We did a whole spiel about how Jersey breweries need help, but everything else,
we're still going.
Yeah, we're gonna support the brewery scene, and that might be about it. They have a cool wrestling community too down there too. Yeah, the wrestling scene is really cool. But yeah, but law enforcement and the food and restaurant
regulatory body
and food and restaurant industry that's trying to crush everybody. Anyway, yeah. Anything else about Stone Eat and Stand?
I think the only other thing that I can remember off the top of my head that the building that the brewery is in, its last use was as a pasta factory.
Oh, cool.
Which you're
wink, pasta factory.
But you're hitting up with all the Italian.
Yeah, you know, it was in the basement. Tables.
Up until just today, I thought Gabagool was some sort of a pasta.
It's close. No, it's not close at all. Yeah, it's like, "I used to be a bakery." Yeah, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were. And in the basement, there's just fucking tables and stripper poles.
My grandfather owned a restaurant that had 1 table.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it was very successful.
He owned a candy store. That was another one too. Candy was a big one. Selling a lot of Tootsie Rolls. Yeah. All right, let's get our next one here. The IPA, not number 1, number 2. I feel like the can number 2. This is from something, right? This is a reference.
What do we got?
Yeah,
it's Beatles or electric. I don't know. I feel like this is a reference to something. Maybe it says it in the bio.
No, but I can look other places too. But so IPA number 2 from the 8 and Sand Beer Company of Woodbury, New Jersey. This is considered a New England or hazy IPA. It comes in at 6.2% ABV, and it's rated at 40 IBUs. It's been checked in roughly 6,300 times, where it averages a 3.84. I have 23 friend check-ins, where it averages a 3.89, and this will be my first time trying it.
So I just opened up Untapped for it, and the first rating I get is from 16 hours ago. Somebody at the zoo did not like this.
At the zoo?
Philadelphia Zoo, somebody gave it a 0.25.
So,
drinking at the zoo? in Philly.
Have you ever gone to the Philly Zoo and gotten drunk? I'm
No.
a member at the Philly Zoo. I go and I get drunk all the time. It's great.
They serve beer.
Yeah. Not only do they serve
Yeah.
beer, they illegally give you a discount on it because Pennsylvania LCB, you're not allowed to discount alcohol. But with the membership, they'll give you 10% off of everything you buy, including alcohol. So I go to the zoo and get drunk all the time. It's great.
This is why people jump in cages. Dude.
If you ever want to go to the zoo and get drunk, I have an extra membership.
Dude, let's fucking go to the zoo and get drunk. Could we day drink at the zoo?
Can we set up at the zoo
and just fucking walk around with a GoPro and just like film a drinking day? Dude, I'm so excited.
They do have craft beers. They always have good
accidentally
beers.
drop an open can in the gorilla enclosure.
I did get drunk and climb into the flamingo enclosure one time.
Yeah.
Old girl said she wanted a feather. I went and got it for her.
Eddie said he's into. He wants to go. Eddie wants to day drink and go to the zoo. Let's make that happen very soon. Seriously, I'm not even joking. The road trip with Rosa. What brew are we going to? We're not.
We're going to the zoo.
We're going to the zoo.
They do have a
Like,
good selection of craft beer in there too.
I'd be like, all right, so just turn into here. She'd be like, this is a zoo.
They serve beer.
They
Cheesefoot can get it at discount. Can I buy 40 beers? Just everyone in line behind him. Oh man, the things you learn on this show, we'll get you where you need to be. You can't say this isn't good entertainment. Make sure you hit that share button. We have some people giving us likes on Facebook. Thank you to Joseph, thank you to Rosa, and thank you to Ray. Also, if you guys are watching here on Facebook, if you can please help us out. We're trying to grow that community over on YouTube. If we can get to the 1,000 subscriber things, we could open up for that super chat where people can like donate while they're watching on thing, and they can help us get some possible revenue where someone like, here's $1, you know what I mean? So if you can help us out by sharing this, going over to the YouTube, hit the share button and maybe post it on your Facebook and be like, help our boys out and give us a couple subscribers. We're trying to really push that YouTube. And if you want to listen to this and you're like, hey, I want to check this out, but I'm in my car a lot and it's hard to watch YouTube while you're driving. Obviously don't do that. You can
Don't do it.
You can go on Spotify, you can go on Google Podcasts, you can go on any podcast app you pretty much own, our Apple, and you can listen to this in your car while you're driving. And even though you can't drink and drive, you can listen to us drink while you drive. And
It's close enough.
And you can chuckle while we slowly get worse throughout the show goes.
It's PFC. My grandfather always said PFC. Pretty fucking close.
There it is. So thank you guys so much. All right, Bob.
There you go. Oats blend body and assist in balancing the citrus tropical.
As soon as you said
stone
oats,
fruits
it hit my fucking mouth and I went, there it is.
from the Citra and Mosaic hops.
Yeah, that's Odie. That's like cream boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fucking great.
This is delicious.
Yeah. What did they give this?
0.25.
That person's on drug. First off, if you've downloaded Untapped, you had beer before, right? Like
You've had a beer.
You've had a beer. If you no one drinking just like Coors Light and Miller Lite is downloading Untapped.
Cassidy N at the Philadelphia Zoo, 16 hours.
Yeah, I'm about to tear her up.
All right. No, we don't normally give scores on this show.
So Cassidy downloaded the app in March of this year and has logged a total of 21 beers.
21 beers. Which one is she?
I
one with the
believe
stink?
the right, because when I slid over, there's that.
Oh.
But they both got stink face. One's just got extreme stink face.
I was gonna assume the extreme stink face was gonna be the one that
I mean,
that
listen,
didn't like it.
everyone's into what they're into, right?
Or
It took me a long time to warm up to IPA.
Their average rating is 0.91.
Oh, so they just go on there and
They
just
just
tear
are not
businesses
happy.
apart. Yeah.
RBF hard.
Yeah. Where does this rank for you? Like,
I like it.
where is it?
Solid.
Are you protecting the 4?
I'm at the 4.
You're at the 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hit me at 4.
Definitely, this is 4 territory for me.
Yeah, I'm 4.25. I really like this. Is super creamy. Like it's the oatiness. It's an easy drinker. This is really good.
The one with the stink face picture is Wissahickon Brewing Company Gooseberry, and the description they gave it was Baby Barf X2.
So they just go on this app.
So
just
it's
to
not
tear-
even like they like one certain style and they got a New England IPA and we're like, I don't like New England IPAs, and then gave it a 0.25.
Probably, and then Coors Light and Miller Lite get 5s.
Cranberry Windridge Cider Company 2.5.
Oh, Sam in our
Would
chat.
buy
I
on
don't
a
know.
date.
I don't know if Sam is still hanging out with us, but Sam reviewed this also at a 4. My buddy Ben, he gave this a 4. Dom, the beer bro, is a highlight. Let's dive into that. That's our boy right there. Dom, the beer bro, gave this a 3.8, which still a really good score.
Yep.
DTBB is having themselves a good old goddamn time tonight. He found out another self-treat to have a healthy, thirsty Thursday. Subtle hops with towering pine dank that hangs around like a Taco Bell fart in an elevator. Such eloquence. If you need a good follow on Untapped, Dom the Beer Bro is your guy. That is,
Awesome.
yeah, that's the
I'm
guy.
about to be friends with Cassidy N.
Yeah, Dom the Beer Bro. I'm actually turning my notifications on for him. Anytime he checks a beer and I need to know about it, and I want to read his reviews. He just reviewed a brewery that we refused to speak about, but he gave it a 4.4. This is a real man's nightcap. Gonna eat ore and shit steel beams with this one. Bites harder than a bath salt zombie. Those hops came to play. You can definitely taste the ABV after a Saturday shit show. That's what Dom the Beer Bro needs. Hashtag beer fam. He's the best guy on Untapped. Like this guy, he knows what he's doing. He has a bunch of check-ins he didn't write anything for, so sometimes he gets a little fucked up and he makes great reviews. But yeah, who do we got in the chat? Thomas Metal in the chat says, "Cheers, guys! What's going on, my guy? Thank you for helping us out over on the YouTube side. If you can't hit that subscribe,
I'll hit that with a cheers.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I really like that. I will say this. I think I like the Gabagool a little more because it's more that I like the Pilsner that I'm into. But this is a really good IPA.
I would drink 6 or a dozen of these.
Mm-hmm. And what was the ABV on that?
I gotta go back.
I feel like maybe they could have hit a high ABV with that because of how
2.
Yeah,
6.2.
Yeah.
And then nothing I had in the brewery was everything was no complaints. Everything that I had while I was there was great.
Yeah,
this is the kind of beer that if I was in their tap house or their tap room, that if I drank this, even though they have 20 other beers, I would be tempted to get another one of these.
I do that a lot. If I go somewhere and I get my first pours, like a really good Pilsner or lager,
fill a crowler, don't put a lid on it.
Yep.
Dude, people were doing that during Yingling. They were just like, because it was so hard to get a beer, they were like, "Can I get a crowler?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they were just like, yep. It was awesome. I was like, you that is it. That is a veteran move.
That was the new open container day for Pottsville, huh?
Dude, that was so cool. You go walk around with a beer. Yeah.
That's all of the holiday parades in St. Clair. That's what, when I lived in St. Clair, that's what everybody
There's
told
a
me
rumor
was
that Minersville does not have an open container law.
Yeah, they don't.
Interesting.
They keep telling me, but I don't know if I quite believe them, but I take their word for it. I just
know every time there was a parade, Meatball and I would go out front with our beers and just plop down and watch, because apparently that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I've walked around Minersville drinking beers. We haven't been messed with, but it still makes me kind of nervous. All right, let's get into that part of the episode where shit hits the fan a little bit. Now, give us a little bit of history of this. Can I just pull the tab? Like, you don't do it.
Yeah, go ahead. That's nothing special with it.
So when I open those when I'm working, I usually just around the outside.
I just do a twister. All right, a little twister.
So I believe this was called Shipyard. Is that correct?
Yeah, this one's called Shipyard.
So
this is something in the bottle. No, it's just
so this is a special limited edition of Shipyard. This is from Hewn, Hewn, Hewn Spirits of Pipersville, Pennsylvania, and Hewn in this case is a reference to something that is cut or crafted by hand.
Back there. What are we drinking before I smell it? Like,
I'm gonna assume it's a rum.
A rum whiskey.
No, this is a whiskey.
Whiskey. Oh yeah, it is.
And what makes this the limited edition is that the last time the USS Constitution was in for a refit, they actually got pieces of wood from the Constellation, and as this ages
real light at that pour,
as it ages in the barrel, it ages with a piece of wood from the USS Constitution, and a part of the proceeds from this also goes to a fund to keep the Constitution seaworthy and afloat. And
cool. It's a beautiful bottle.
So for anyone who doesn't know, The USS Constitution is a old time sailing ship. It is the oldest ship afloat in the world. It was authorized to be built in 1794 as one of the first 6 official U.S. Navy ships. And it was, I forget if it was launched actually in 1796 or 1797. And it's home ported in Boston. It is, it was briefly out of commission several times, but it is still today a fully commissioned warship that's crewed by active duty Navy people. It's afloat today, and you can go see it in Boston.
That's great. So this is where did you buy this spirit from?
This distillery is in the same building as the Bucks County Brewery in Pipersville. They are across the hall from each other.
So this is a PA Spirit.
Yes.
All right.
And actually, I don't know if they have more in their storeroom or whatever, but the day I was there, this was the actual last bottle of this on the shelf.
Wow. Now, is the whole theme of that distillery like history and war and ships like this, or was this kind of like a one-off for them? Is it like a theme of the thing? Holy fucking hell. You're fucking going
He ain't
for
driving.
it. Yeah. He went for the old 4-knuckle shuffle there. Why does it say rum? This is saying rum.
Am I screwed up? I could have sworn it was whiskey.
Yeah, the tab says rum here. It says ship heritage rum.
Rum finished.
Every drop has passed over.
You're right. It's rum, not oak.
If I'm saying this again,
No.
Every drop having passed over a piece of the authentic historic oak from the U.S. Constitution, the oldest commissioned warship still afloat, aged in bourbon barrels.
That's what messed me up.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I never knew I can do like rum as sippers until you started bringing rums on the show. The last one he did, last episode,
The Leyenda
was it was like the Brugal. It was really fucking good. But in the chat, Nate hanging out with us says, what's up, guys? Love the episode. Love the setup. Can't wait to collaborate. We agree, man. We're looking forward to it. And then Luisia hanging out with us did not say anything. She just kind of, unless it says something, we're just not seeing it. But thank you all so much, seriously, for hanging out. Make sure you follow us on all social media and head over to that YouTube and hit that subscribe. A like helps out a lot too.
Yeah, you can really tell this was aged in bourbon barrels.
It smells,
and that's very smooth.
Crazy. What do we think? Did you try it yet?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
I like it. I mean, I'm not big on like spirits in general, but
Neither am I.
it has a good flavor.
It tastes like history.
Smooth. Yeah.
You could definitely tell there's some wood involved in that.
Whenever I drink rum, all I can think of is just like a real nice rum punch on a beach somewhere. So I get like
a nice rum ham.
Big smile all the time whenever I drink rum.
All right, so I'm not a spirits guy. I stay away from shots. Like I get in trouble on shots. Like with my acid reflux and everything I got going on, and just me and shots don't get along. So I will say from like a non-drinking point my view, and then you can tell me what you get, and we're probably on 2 different levels because this is like your wheelhouse. So for me, it immediately smells like you're getting a boozy shot, like the Bernie, everything that's going to be part of that. And then I sip it, and it initially hits, and you do have the burn go down, at least for me. But this has a really, really good smoky wood, like I want to say charcoalish, like a charcoal, or I don't know,
because it's if it's aged in bourbon barrels, that automatically means that they've been seared.
Yeah.
Okay. This has a very pleasant taste to it. Like obviously, once the burniness goes away and everything, this has a very tasty aftertaste. Like it.
Well, actually, as a comparison, tell me how you make this out, because like the sour is aged in oak barrels.
Okay.
So when you think back to the sour, any of the strange stuff that came out on the back end when you start to taste the oak, some of that should be similar as well.
Yeah, this is cool. This is something that like I said, I wouldn't be able to do many of them on, but this is a nice sipper again. I'm trying to let it sit on my tongue a little longer.
I don't know about you guys, but up front too, I get like a little hints of honey.
Yeah. I let it sit on my tongue for like 10 seconds and then swallow it. the biggest thing I get is just it's like a smoky barrel, very smoky wood barrel. It's nice. Like this would be cool if you were sitting around a fire at night in the summertime or fall.
See, and that's the other thing too. When they char the barrels, like all those crazy oils and stuff in the oak that lets that come out so much faster than if it had to like work its way through the regular wood.
Yeah. In the chat hanging out now, Tantalizing Tony hanging out. I do weekly, like 3 days a week. I hang out with this dude on his channel. He does like live watch alongs for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and AEW.
That's awesome.
We can't show it on the screen, so I watch it on my screen and he watches his screen, and you can hear the audio of it. But we just talk about what's going on, and then but his chat's so interactive, and everyone goes in there and chats and has a good time that sometimes they just ask us questions about what they think of wrestling, and we completely skip the show because sometimes weekly wrestling is stupid. But we have a really good time, so go check out his channel, Tantalizing Tony, and give him a subscribe. And he says the hardest working guy ever. Cheers, everybody. So put me over a little bit.
He ain't lying at you though.
Yeah, I try.
There's anybody who cares about what they do, it's you, hands down.
I think I'm a little obsessive sometimes, so I gotta fucking figure something out. I'm a little crazy. But Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan didn't get good fucking being passive, right?
That's fair.
We got to be kind of obsessive and kind of want it.
Kobe's in the gym at 3:30. I struggle to get up at 3:30.
Yeah, I'm not 3:30 gym Kobe yet, but I stay up till 3:30 getting stuff done.
I'll sit in front of a camera until 3:30.
Yeah, I'll stay up till 3:30 to get the job done, but I'm not waking up early.
No.
Yeah. I skipped the
There's
whole
24 hours in a day. You don't have to use them all.
Yeah. I don't know why everyone thinks you're cooler if you use the morning ones. You know what I mean? Like the afternoon's just as fine.
Moon's out, goons out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The moon's just as good to be a part of. I think that whole society got you fucked up. Like, you're not a hardworking man if you don't get up at the crack of dawn and jump in your Ford F-150 and drive down the street blasting your country music.
You got yourself a sissy Dodge.
You're probably driving your 4-door compact, and I'm in my Ford F-150.
You got up at 6:30. What, you sleep in?
What are you, some kind of puss? Got up at 6:30.
Was that coffee?
I was
Not
up before
Light.
I was up before the rooster, and I kicked that fucking thing in the head.
Probably drive one of them electric cars.
No.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Ford, if you need someone to do voice work for your Ford F-150, I got you.
I'm buying a Ford F-150 right after the show.
Yeah, see?
Boom.
The power of marketing. All right. Let's get into some more stash. This is the stash one. So this is let's go for a little mustache ride here. This one's called Brew Stash Strong. Let's talk about this quick. Mustache. You can do a good mustache.
Yeah.
You have the ability. Bob, you definitely have the ability of a good mustache.
Not I.
Not us.
Dude, I got the push broom. It grows in just straight out instead of down. You ever see like Andy Reid looks like a walrus? That's me.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat, but mine, it comes out and the ends go straight out this way, and then this all just hooks into my mouth. Like everyone's like, stop trimming it. I'm like, I can't eat food.
This is just me.
Like, you ever see when people's fingernails get too long and they curl under their, like, that's what my mustache does. It just like grows and it just goes into my mouth.
I swear to God, if I let mine get an inch long, it'll just be an inch straight off of my face.
Yeah, we don't have a good strong, and I have the anti middle, anti-Hitler. Like, you know how he only had the middle. I can't touch.
Me neither.
Yeah,
and I can never have a mean Hulk Hogan handle where I don't get it right.
No connecting. Here. Yeah, I'm the same boat, man. We grow patchy, shitty. Man, if we went into a Ford dealership, they would just turn us away because you can't even grow full facial hair.
You sure you ain't looking for a Toyota?
You might want to go down there, get you one of those Japanese cars down the street. But yeah, I can't grow full facial hair. I grow shitty, patchy. But yeah.
Grown to accept it.
So you guys are this is made for you guys. You guys are Stash Strong. This is supporting brain cancer research, and it's hashtag Stash Strong from 8 and Sand. Tell us about this one, Bob.
It looks like there's some extra stuff on the back of the can. I'll go over what Untapped has real quick. So hashtag Stash Strong Coffee IPA from the 8 and Sand Beer Company of Woodbury, New Jersey.
You said coffee, and my pour immediately cut back.
That's very light.
This is considered an American IPA. It comes in at 6.5% ABV. The IBUs aren't listed. This has been this one will get bookmarked. It's been checked in 72 times, where it averages a 3.74. I have no friend check-ins, and I intentionally did not drink this at the brewery because I knew I was going to bring a can to the show.
Now, did you pick out this
yes.
lineup?
Or they were pretty busy the day that we were there, so I didn't bring the show up at all. There was no place there that was obviously sticker friendly, so I didn't inquire about that either.
Yeah,
but they were pretty slammed. I didn't want to be a pain. I just picked 4, and then when we had what we wanted while we were there, I got a 4-pack of each of them.
Okay, finish your read off here.
6.5% IPA brewed with Mosaic and Simcoe with Kenyan and Rwandan coffee from Square One. A lush and fruity coffee nose, followed by flavors of blueberry, pomegranate, and mulberry from the African coffee and American hops. And that's what was really intrigued me about this was looking forward to anticipating those fruit flavors from the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor profile is listed as roasty, coffee-ish, aromatic, smooth, and sweet. And again, there's a tie-in here where the part of the proceeds for this go to support brain cancer research.
So I think I could be wrong. Just so I'm trying to check this in. So I'm having a hard time finding it.
I had actually after I typed in the name of the brewery as well.
Yeah, I did.
Stash Strong. Okay.
Start at Stash.
So the can says Brew Stash Strong, right?
Yes, it does.
So if you type in Brew Stash Strong, this is kind of like, what was that all day, or what was the one all day something? It was like Evergreen did. So essentially what, I could be wrong, but maybe if when you read the can, it'll inform you more in it. But this seems like one of those brews that they give, are the Black is Beautiful.
Yeah.
Brew. So they take a recipe and they pass it along to a bunch of different breweries, and everyone does their own version of the brewery. Because if you type in on Untappd Brew Stash Strong, a ton of breweries made this beer. I think I could be wrong.
So they probably got all the same hops, and they say to add whatever else you want.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a giant collaboration.
Like the
write up on the back of the can is actually about this. Do you want me to just
please do. Yeah.
So Stash Strong. Every stash tells a different story. Stash Strong was born from brotherly love after G.J. Garner underwent his first brain cancer surgery for glioblastoma. I hope I said that right. He was determined to have a mindset to live life to the fullest, regardless of the circumstances. JG and his brother Colin co-founded Stash Strong, a 501c3 nonprofit organization to raise funds and awareness for brain cancer research. GJ courageously battled glioblastoma for 25 months before succumbing to this aggressive disease at 30 years of age.
Fuck cancer.
As if fighting an incurable disease wasn't enough of a task, he was also focused on helping others in the brain cancer community. That's the epitome of how to #live Stash Strong.
What was his name?
They just give his initials, GJ Gerner.
GJ Gerner. Well, let's put our glass up for GJ here. Thank you for your contributors, and hopefully this can help people in the future.
The #BrewStashStrong collaboration is bringing together breweries and communities across the country in support of a disease that impacts far too many people. Just like every stash tells a story, every beer tells a story. We #BrewStashStrong to promote and benefit Stash Strong's mission with breweries across the country. Join us to support our wonderful cause and learn more by scanning the QR code.
All right, yeah, we will. We'll definitely check all that out. But yeah, definitely, that's what I was thinking. As soon as I seen it, I was like, "This is probably something they went around." And I don't get a lot of coffee on this.
It's there, but not.
It's almost like I get like caramely and bready. It's almost like I don't know. It's good though. I actually really enjoy this. let's see what they say. So this is a 6.5 ABV IPA American. Brewed. You read this part off, right? Brew with Simcoe. Yeah, you did all that. Flavor profiles: roasty, coffee-ish, aromatic, smooth, and sweet. Yeah, this is really tasty. I don't want to speak too much on it. I could be wrong. You're on social media as well with me on this, but I believe a guy from a local brewery, he might be in their art department, has just went through some cancer stuff, and I think he beat it, but I think he may just had another like pop up again.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I thought they were talking about that when we were at Poor Man's.
No, this was a different brewery.
Might not have been their guy, but I thought I recalled someone talking.
Yeah, I don't want to say the brewery in case he didn't have another episode. But he's a really good dude, and the brewery's really cool. Maybe we're gonna be seeing them at Brewfest. We're really big fans of what they do, but I don't want to put out false information. And I've also had a couple beers and a Shipmate, so I don't want to say anything out of
took a Shipmate.
A Shipmate. I don't want to say anything out of line, but yeah. I don't want to say I don't want to say certain things out of line. But yeah, I hope not because he's a good dude. And honestly, anytime someone goes through something like that, we've all lost people to cancer, and it's fucking awful. But yeah, cool beer idea. Cool that it's helping a lot of people, and it's cool that so many breweries got involved in this process. I like when breweries do that, when they all do like a project like that, and it all goes to a certain cause. That's super dope. That's why I said, man, I love this beer community. Like, the fact that everyone chips in and does stuff like that is just really, really dope.
That is really fruity for coffee.
Yeah.
I get a little caramel when I tried it. Maybe
So
just me.
I do agree with the caramel, but I don't know if I've mentioned this here before, but I've never had coffee.
Oh, I don't like coffee.
So-
I hate coffee. I think it smells fantastic. I hate the taste of it.
I think it smells really good, and I'm sure that I will really like it. And then I'll just spend a bunch of money on it that I don't need to spend on it.
You'll be like the super coffee person that's like, I need to get like how we are with beer.
Yeah,
like,
if I had
bougie,
this same
bougie
foresight
coffee
with beer, I'd be rich.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I didn't spend a single dollar on beer?
In an hour, he'll be like Cornholio.
Yeah. Like, I know people who in their coffee, but like they don't go and buy Folgers or they don't go to Dunkin'. Like,
Does anybody? I don't even know how Folgers is still in business. Like, does anybody
There's
buy?
still people that still
stuff
buy
like that?
Folgers. Yeah.
Folgers is like the Marlboro Lights of the Ford F-150 came.
Everybody I know who drinks coffee just like is bougie as fuck about it.
They're like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, I will kill everybody.
Yeah.
Or like
Let me sit in
turkey.
this Dunkin' line for 45 minutes.
yeah, like
so I can
you
get-
drink
so I
turkey
can get a
coffee.
mostly milk drink.
But no, I know people who get like they go on those online stores like the Death House Coffee, and they
I'm pretty sure it was Doylestown. Are you close to there?
Yeah, not far.
Do you know where Geronimo Brewing is?
No.
Lily's Jury Room.
Mm-mm.
and I'm not judging that. Like, the coffee game has its own community too. It's like the beer industry. They have like small business coffee imports and craft coffee. It's dope.
I drink coffee just about every day. Every morning on the way from my current job, originally working in the heat, turned me off to hot coffee, and I became a big fan of iced coffee.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily do the excruciating heat part of it anymore, but I still stick with the iced coffee, and I get mine at Dunkin' Donuts. And actually, it was the day that we went and on this road trip.
Yeah.
One of the last places we stopped was called Geronimo Brewing, and it's co-located in a restaurant called Lily's Jury Room. And during the day, they also have a coffee roastery there.
Pretty cool.
And Rosa wanted a coffee, and he's like, "Oh, the roastery closed already. All we have is iced coffee." And she was fine with that, so she got an iced coffee, and she's like, "Oh wow, this is really good." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I
Now
took
Dunkin' tastes like shit.
I took
Yep.
two. I'm honest to God, I was like ruined for coffee for
Yep.
like a month.
Yeah.
It was just it was amazing how incredible that was. It was.
Yeah, like the craft coffee scenes, like craft beer. Like, you're like, oh, Miller Lite. You're like, oh, I'll drink it if I have to.
Maybe next time I come up, I can swing through for you.
Yeah,
Get some beans.
get some beans.
But,
Yeah, some beans.
if you were close, check it out. that was incredible.
Are you anyone in the chat? Are you coffee drinkers or anything like that? Before we crack the next one, I know we always try to talk a little pop culture or some things we might have checked out or watched as of recently, and I'll pass it around. But has anyone watched or seen anything recently that they're like fucking obsessed with, or like they thought it was really good or really bad?
I watched the first episode of the new Resident Evil show on Netflix.
I watched the entire thing.
I don't have the time.
I didn't get there yet
But
on that.
I was super excited in the first episode when they were playing the music in the bedroom and it was Ghost. I was like,
Oh yeah,
yes!
there was Ghost in it. Yeah,
I went to the movie theaters for the first and second time since probably 2015.
R.I.P. Fractal.
I went to see Bob's Burgers, of course. The first one I went back to see was Bob's Burgers.
I watched that too because now it's on HBO Max and Hulu.
I'm probably gonna watch it again tonight because I love.
It was
Bob's
good.
Burgers. It's such a good dumb humor for me.
I love Bob's Burgers. Yeah, it's really good.
And then I of course I had to go see New Jurassic Park.
How was it?
I loved it. There was only one thing I didn't like. I mean, I'm a huge dinosaur guy. It's kind of my thing. Jurassic Park's always my thing. It takes a lot for me to not like a movie from Jurassic Park. Like the third one was dog shit. So like I'll openly say that.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't like was all the dinosaurs are like free roaming.
There's no
the
spoiler
world
right now.
now.
You're about to say, right?
No.
Okay.
They're all just free roaming the world, and a lot of them were in like
From the island.
Yeah.
like the ones that escaped. A lot of them were just free roaming, and I saw there was a lot of them in like snowy climates, like a velociraptor in a snow climate. Just everything that we currently know
it's
about
like reptiles.
dinosaurs.
He
would not go. A brontosaurus walking through the snow just would not go.
They're all cold-blooded creatures. They wouldn't.
Well, there's debate about that going through.
Yeah, they're still working on it.
Line of the theory of the line of evolution through birds.
I mean, I feel like if any creature, if at some point in time you would have to evolve or adapt or figure out exactly how you would survive. So possibly,
but that's not even evolution or like adaptation. This is like the current iteration of I just went from living on an island off the coast of Costa Rica to now I'm in like Wisconsin in January.
Yeah, interesting.
You would just if you were a human being that did that, you would still be dead.
Yeah. So I watched the Resident Evil, and I will say, if you're a Resident Evil fan, there are some things in there you're like, this is kind of dope and I like it. And then you're going to watch it and you're like, I fucking hate that. You know what I mean? So I will say though, if you're expecting Resident Evil video game, don't.
No, I knew going in that it's like in the universe, but past.
Yeah. So Resident Evil 1 and 2 happened.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 1 happened, not 2.
They rebuilt Raccoon City after however many years as New Raccoon City, but Umbrella continued to do their shit.
Yeah, and Umbrella's like telling the whole world that it was just like a giant gas leak explosion, and none of that happened. They do. The only reason I say I don't think Resident Evil 2 happened because something happens in this show that maybe indicates that Resident Evil 2 wasn't a thing yet.
That's it bugged me all day yesterday. I saw somebody with an Umbrella Corporation t-shirt and I could not make the connection.
Yeah, so Umbrella is a Resident Evil. They're like the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, that's why I've only seen the first Resident Evil movie. I've never played any of the video games.
Yeah,
but it just bugged me that I knew it from somewhere and I couldn't make the connection.
This whole show follows these two sisters. They're twin sisters, but they're not under the same biological mother. They have the same father, but two different mothers, but they consider themselves twins because they were like Umbrella kids, and they were born at the same time from the same dad, two different moms, but they were carried at the same time. So one's like a black girl and one's a half black, half Asian girl kind of deal, right? I think, something like that. I'm not trying to like bring rape, but they, like when you look, you're like they're sisters, but they don't look like sisters, and that's kind of the thing they go through the whole episode too. But they are biologically sisters of the same dad. But the whole show kind of goes back and forth between them as a kid and figuring out what got them to today's standards, because as kids they still live in this like New Raccoon City, and then in where she's at now it's like post-apocalyptic. And so something crazy happened, and the whole time it kind of just keeps every episode's like Tarantinoing back and forth between two timelines, but it's only these two people. So if you're expecting certain characters, you do get a Resident Evil character, but it's not going to be the one you want. It's going to be a character that if you play the video games and some of the movies, you're going to know the character because they're going to say his name. I'll just spoil it. It's Albert Wesker. Yep. But they changed Albert Wesker. He's a black man. Yeah. So imagine Albert Wesker if he looked like Idris Elba and Wesley Snipes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, but it's not, because you'll see him. You'll see in the later. You're like, that looks fucking dumb. But yeah, but the zombies are more of your running zombies. They're not your slow paced zombies. So that's a little bit of a difference, because
So it's like the Resident Evil 4 era.
Gotcha.
So less like they look like zombies, but they're more like the people that have like the parasites.
A parasite.
where they would move like.
Yeah, they don't
super
call them
quick.
zombies. They call them zeros.
Yeah.
So essentially what this disease does to them is they're still human. They're not dead. They're not living dead. But what happens is the parasite or whatever it is, it eats their eyes, their sight and everything. And all they have is just their sense of smell. But they're still technically human and alive, but they have like giant bumps and warts all over them. If you get bit, you still turn into one. But I don't think if like they shred you to the point where you're completely like incapacitated and your brain's still confined. Like it's not like that. I don't think. I could be wrong. There's still a lot of loopholes, but they do show a lot of Resident Evil lore. Like there's a Resident Evil 4 teaser in there. There's a Resident Evil 2 teaser in there. There's liquors. They look pretty dope. But like there's a lot of Resident Evil. Like if you're a Resident Evil fan, there's a point where they do like almost like a puzzle. And if you play the original video game, when you play the Moonlight Sonata, that's in there. So there's a lot of cool Easter eggs that you're like, this is kind of a dope Resident Evil thing. But don't be like only expecting everything from the game. But it's not awful. I didn't absolutely hate it. I will give it season 2 another shot. I did watch Stranger Things. We talked about that on the before. That was really fun. And then
I'm currently rewatching after the end of season 4 because they said that they actually went back and changed things in the earlier episodes. So if you originally watched through the older episodes of Stranger Things, certain things happened, and then now you go back and watch through and they change things, but
that's weird.
They will not tell you what they changed. And the only way to find out is if you own a physical copy, because they obviously can't change the physical copy of the original runs of the show.
Weird.
And then
I'll never do that. Heidi actually just recently rewatched everything, so maybe we have 2 different experiences of Stranger
I'm
Things.
just rewatching and picking up on certain things.
Okay.
I've never actually watched
because like when Will gets taken, when the door unlocks, it's like the Demigorgons weren't shown to be able to unlock doors with their minds.
Yeah.
But somebody else can.
Yeah. Well, they've been teasing that he's been around the whole time.
That he's been the orchestrator from the beginning, and he was just kind of sending his minions in to try to get her. But then when it wasn't working, he's like, all right, I got to do it myself.
I must do it myself. And then I watched
in your Ford F-150.
That was my Thanos, but he kind of sounded Western, and he drives a Ford F-150.
And he's got a nice cowboy hat.
Yeah,
it's on the front of the F-150. It's all the spots for the
rings,
Infinity Stones in the Ford logo.
Yeah, it goes in the middle of the O.
Yep.
You gotta stop getting me to want to buy a Ford.
Someone's gonna be driving around because of this podcast with the Bangin Beers sticker on the hood, and then all the gems around it, and then the like the Mind Stone or something like the O. But yeah, the other thing I watched, and I know it's not current or anything, but I finally watched Moon Knight.
I enjoyed that.
That's pretty dope.
I thought it was a good commentary on like mental health and that kind of stuff too. Even like everything he was dealing with.
The guy's a fantastic actor,
while still also being basically a superhero.
Yep.
And I was finally starting to watch Miss Marvel also.
Yeah,
which is fun.
I had to take a superhero break. I watched all the Moon Knight in one day, and I was like, I need to not watch that right now.
I did watch the that Gotham by Gaslight Batman.
Oh, the movie
on HBO last night. That was actually really awesome.
Oh, I watched Beavis and Butthead too.
That was pretty fun.
I honestly don't watch anything else besides either pro wrestling on Peacock or your Paramount Plus ID.
I watched the new South Park came out.
Oh, okay. Paramount Plus is where it's at. If you like watching old TV shows, Paramount Plus is fucking dope. Like Nickelodeon, cartoon, not Nickelodeon, MTV, like it's all there. We're cracking our last beer here. We'll drink this, we'll get through it, and then we'll do our beer of the night. But anything else you guys watched, or any music you listen to, or anything that you want to put out there to kind of recommend to people?
Nothing for me, pop culture wise. It's
that smells real boozy.
Watching stuff on the Russian-Ukrainian conflict and the odd documentary here and there, but nothing really pop culture.
Have you been watching the thing about the insurrection? Like the trial or the documentaries?
I've been going to a couple news sites 2 or 3 times a day and browsing. I haven't done a solid read on anything, but I don't know. Maybe they'll really do something this time.
I doubt it. As soon as I said it smells really boozy, this is going to be a 12% Imperial Stout.
Holy shit.
It is. I had a double check. I didn't accidentally pour it in with my rum.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of very boozy, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you. One of my regulars at the bar before I left gave me a 4-pack of Dogfish Head the Fort, the original one from 2015 that he's been aging in his basement. I currently have it continuing to age in my cupboard.
Okay.
On release in 2015, it was 18%. And have you ever had that?
I don't
beer?
think it's going to get stronger.
It could get stronger.
It could, yeah, maybe.
It's one of my favorite beers ever. You would never know it's 18%, but you drink one of them and like.
Well, I'll tell you what. When the door opens up again for an episode and you're free, jump on it, because we also have your Goose Island that you gave us that we have not opened yet.
Which one?
You gave us a aged Goose Island that we haven't touched yet.
Nice.
So we'll do both of those in an episode.
And there's also the what I got the cola version of the Bourbon
Oh yeah,
County.
yeah. We'll do that.
That
And
we have.
also, there's still, because we only had 3 of us last week, there is still 2 more bottles of different aged years of breakfast stout from Weyerbacher. So we can do like a whole aged episode very soon.
If you want to do something like that, I probably have
A driver.
not only that, but I probably have 8 or 9 different Bourbon County stouts.
Holy fuck!
I mean, like the across the board different versions.
Yeah, I think I have a caramel variant.
I
I've
think
been
the
sitting on
the
for
oldest one I
4
have.
years.
We're gonna have to wait till winter time for this when wrestling's not a thing, because there's no way I'll be able to do that episode, then sober up by 5 o'clock and then go do a job.
I think the oldest one I have left of those is from 2017.
Yeah. So that future episode idea right there, and we'll have to add another seat, so we have a full 5.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one. All right, read off this Island Boy.
All right, Island Culture from the 8 and Sand Beer Company of Woodbury, New Jersey. This is considered an imperial or double stout. It comes in at 12% ABV. It has been checked in 86 times, where it averages a 3.49. I have 0 friend check-ins, and again, because I knew I was getting this for the show, I did not drink it while I was at the brewery, so this will be my first time. This stout began with a smooth, chocolatey-based blended with tropical hop character from Mosaic, Barbe Rouge, and Sabro. We then aged it in Jamaican rum barrels to impart flavors of ripe fruit, caramelized sugar, and oak. Our clean lager yeast allows many layers of flavor to shine through and serves as an homage to the Caribbean-born tropical stout style. The flavor profile is listed as rum, boozy, heavy, molasses, and thin.
I haven't tasted this yet, and I'm scared of it.
Yeah,
every time I smell it,
I wouldn't be
sit
scared
back
of it.
down.
I just read a review that may ruin me.
I've been going through them myself.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty.
They
It's
said
boozy,
the one
sweet.
review said it's like a pina colada rum barrel aged.
I'm not getting much coconut.
No coconut at all.
It is really sweet.
Like it's a share can for me. Like I couldn't hammer through a whole 16 ouncer.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely. That's not. I could never drink a full 16 ounce of this.
Sweet. I get the caramelized sugar. Maybe some sweeter citrus fruits like a tangerine, maybe a hint of pineapple.
I'm getting a little bit of coconut in the end. I think I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm so far into this right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and not
Give it a score.
score that. This is just not for me. It's not my.
Malty.
Definitely got the malty.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the aged rum with the sweetness of this. It's weird. It's interesting.
You want to put some rum in it?
No, I don't hate it, but it's not, like I said, I think this is like, if I had a flight, I'd be like, okay, that was fun for a flight, but I don't think I'd be able to dive back into it.
Or like kind of do like we're doing where we all
Yeah,
just,
like it's a good taster between friends.
yeah. we
Yeah,
just
I
share the one
don't think
can.
it's bad, but yeah, I don't think I would have more than one in this setting either. Just
Not your
because
friend,
it's that
guy.
sweet.
Yeah. And yeah, so definitely not hating on this. I don't like, but it's not for me. I'm not going to score it as well, probably. I like that they went for it. I think it's kind of fun that they went for it. But
so now I can say I honestly get the molasses.
yeah,
I'm sure if if stouts are your thing, this is probably awesome for you. Just stouts are not my thing.
Well, they're both stout guys, and it doesn't seem like
I'm not a gigantic stout. Like I'll drink them, but they're the ones I tend to buy a 4-pack, and I take one home and drink it immediately, and then 3 sit in the fridge for like months.
Well, to me too, like another thing, like
those.
like the tropical stouts. Like if you ever have that dragon stout from Jamaica, it has a lot of the flavor profile of a regular stout, although they tend to be sweeter too. But it's like the consistency of a pilsner.
Yeah.
And what it is I think that's the trade-off to make it drinkable when you're living on the equator.
Yeah.
When every day's 98 and with 100% humidity, you can't pound down a regular stout like that.
Yeah. All right. So the beer of the night. So what we do now is it's only the 4 from the brewery. These other stuff don't count. They're not part of the judging. We'll start with you, Cheesefoot, as our guest. What was your beer of the night? You got the Gabagool, the IPA 2,
IPA 2.
IPA 2. That's a good pick. Bill. I'm gonna go with Bill on the Gabagool. Either make or break it, Bob.
It's gonna be a tie.
Wow.
Ooh.
We allow ties now. So the number 1 beer of the night is gonna be I'm cool with that too as well. I did not dislike IPA number 2 at all, but it's gonna be a two-way tie for first with Gabagool and 8 and Sand. I would have went IPA 2 as my number 2. I'll go Brew Stash.
Yeah, I'll go Brew Tap.
Yeah,
that one too.
No argument there.
So second's gonna be Brew Staff, and third is gonna be Island Culture. Once again, not a bad lineup. Island Culture, if it's still there, if you go, maybe get a can, share it with some friends, or get a flight, unless you're really, really adventurous and go for the full pour. That would be the only thing I would say. Everything else is fantastic. You can drink Gabagool IPA 2 all day long. Brew Stashes are really, really good. I don't like coffee, but I didn't get a huge coffee taste out of that.
Yeah, as a not coffee
The
drinker,
large thing on that
good.
might have been depending on what point they added it in the brew, because if they added the coffee beans or whatever on the hot side, you would have probably got more roasty, because like a true cold brewed coffee, you get more like citrusy notes and stuff out of the beans.
I think maybe this not being an IPA, not being a stout, you didn't get a lot of the roastiness because it still is pale ale. But yeah, that's anything else, Bob? For the episode wise, before we get into plugs about the 8 and Sand.
It's not hard to find. You're in the neighborhood, check it out. Between what we had today and what I had at the brewery, there's no stinkers.
Where about in New Jersey is that? Woodbury?
So we started the day in Cherry Hill. So this would be like across the river from Philadelphia.
Okay.
This was maybe a 15-minute drive south of there.
Awesome.
But if you do go there, before you go eat somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Buy your food in Pennsylvania.
That's funny because we actually did it backwards. Because we went to the Credit Union. We went to Eclipse Brewing in Merchantville, and then we went to 8 and Sand, and then we started back home. And for anyone who's familiar with it, we went to Monk's Cafe in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got to have Pliny the Elder. I had the Blind Pig IPA as well. They didn't have Pliny the Younger, so that's still on my list. But
we gotta go. I want to go and experience the new Other Half in Philly.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we can start doing some of that fun stuff. Cheesefoot, thank you once again. Episode 169, hanging out with us.
Nice.
What do you get to plug?
I'm finally doing some shows again. Life is returning to normal. Finally getting back on it. I am hosting Suitor Slam, which is a wrestling, music, and comedy event in Johnson City, New York, on August 12th. It's going to be the first time I get to
We're going to road. We're going to be roading.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're going to road up with each other. Right? Yeah. We're riding together, right?
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Cool. Yeah, because I don't want to drive by myself.
I don't know if you saw what I drove up in today. But
No.
I only got one seat in that.
I mean, you can drive with me, but as long as I have somebody in the
Cool.
car with me.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Because those long trips are fucking a pain.
Probably about 2 hours ish
Yeah.
from here.
I did a
so
4-hour trip, and if I had to do that by myself, I would have been pretty bad.
if we gotta throw some more local people in from this area, let me know.
Yeah.
We can make that happen too.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna go up and see some cool like punk music, right? Like mostly punk music,
It's gonna
and
be
comedy,
punk,
and
music, punk, wrestling, and comedy.
it's be fucking dope. Beer,
I'm drinking beers. I don't know about anybody else.
cool beers. Anything else you want to plug?
I guess not. I mean, if you're coming out to that, let me know. Tickets are available. You can check out all my socials. Everything is at the Cheesefoot, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. I have new merch coming, so that will be on hand at the show, and it'll probably be a show exclusive. I do have a funny small run of a wrestling gag shirt running that I'll make sure you get a copy of.
Okay,
But it's
not your Hulkamania one, is it?
no. It's do I spoil it? I think it's hilarious.
What was it?
So part of my dream has always been to hear JR yell, "By God, it's Cheesefoot."
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna get a shirt made that says, in quotations, "By God, it's Cheesefoot."
nice.
JR probably.
Yeah, we were supposed to get a wrestling shirt for the podcast. It never came about.
I think I'm only getting like 10 of them though.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen because I may outsource it to still make it happen, but we were going to do Austin 316 Bangin Beer shirts.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I would take one.
yeah, it'd be like it won't make sense obviously, but it'll just say Bangin Beers 570 and 570. Yeah, not even a real time or real passage. I was like, yeah, man, I don't even know if that's like a thing. But then on the back, we want to take our old skeleton chugging,
Mhm.
but just black and white it, and then make like blue splash around it. So it's not the same skull, but it's still a skull drinking a beer.
Cool.
It's still very much out there for it to happen. But yeah, that's what we want to. We were going to get those done, but it's still out there. Yeah. Bill, what do you got?
Just Schuylkill County Brew Fest is coming up.
Woo, it's gonna be fun. You want to talk about wrestling and beer?
Not
That's
next
your day.
Saturday. The Saturday after, there'll be bands. There'll
VIP tickets,
be
VIP tickets.
wrestling.
They're gone.
The VIP
I
tickets.
got them.
Yeah.
The VIP tickets are sold out. They do still have regular tickets for pre-sale, and I believe you'll be able to buy one's day of. But there's an insane brewery list.
Yeah.
Like it is.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I think
and
the
there's a lot
last
of
time I
crazy
looked,
ones.
I think there was 40 on it.
Yep,
Yeah.
there's 40.
I'm fucking smoked.
Including Fourscore will be there now.
The last time I went
they
to
were announced.
Brewfest,
Really?
Yep.
I got so drunk I went home and just threw up for a while and then laid in a tub. I haven't done that since high school.
That's awesome. Last Brewfest, I got drunk and I lost everyone. And then everyone got a ride home from my wife, who was so impatient with me not answering my phone because I never have it turned on or like available to hear calls. She just left me there.
Nice.
So then I call her. I'm like, where? I walked back to Pilgrim and I'm like, oh, my friends will be here. And they're like, not there. And I'm like, I don't know where you are. And they're like, your wife picked us up. I'm like, and I call my wife. I'm like, you left me for dead. and as I'm on the phone with her, I stepped down and someone had like their brew glass and they dropped it and it shattered in the street. And I stepped on it and it went through my shoe and into my bottom of my foot. So I'm like, I know the bottom of my foot's bleeding and I don't have a ride home. And I just like, she's like, I'm coming back for you. And like, she had to leave she was at like a dinner with Rish and everybody. She had to leave the dinner to come get me. I was like, because if you leave me here, I'm in bad shape. Like I'm at a point where I know I need to leave or I'm going to be sleeping in the street somewhere.
Why are we like this?
I only get that way like once a year. So I'm due. But I do not plan on getting that way this year. But with 40 breweries,
With 40 breweries
and each one brings 3 beers, it's gonna be
and you have to try everything.
Yeah.
Or you figure if they all have an entry to try to win Brewfest, you have to at least have
the ones
40 beers.
Yeah.
That's Stoker's is going to be there this year. I was at Stoker's for a couple hours yesterday. I tried his entry.
I
we're gonna
saw
try to-
that on Untapped that you were there. It said something about a jalapeno wit or something.
Yeah,
Is that what he's bringing?
and the beer that he made specifically for the Brewfest is the apricot sour.
Thank God, dude. Please, can we chill with the fucking jalapeno
There were
beers this
a
year?
lot
I would try that
of pepper
jalapeno
beers
wit.
last.
That
That
sounds good.
what it was. Who brought the jalapeno mango that he wouldn't let us check it in?
That was from
Revere.
Revere Brewing.
Revere.
Yeah.
Everyone leave your
because
pepper beers at home.
because
It's too
we were the
fucking
first
hot.
to have it. Although, if the guys from the north are listening, if you have any God complex, please bring it down.
Oh, that
that was fantastic.
I made someone drink it like, dude, you're gonna love it, knowing that they were gonna not expect it to be hot. And this girl drank it. She goes, "Why did you do that?" Because you couldn't smell the pepper on it.
No,
It smelled like chocolate.
Yep.
Awesome.
And then you
And
drank
then
a chocolate
you drink it on like a 90-degree day. It's just like a heavy chocolate spicy stout.
She just goes, "Why? Why did you do that to me?" It was funny. But we're gonna be going around getting content that day, vlogging and making videos and getting hopefully, I don't know how it's gonna fucking turn out.
I got a new me shirt from Redbubble to wear that day too. So like half my face isn't missing now.
Nice. Oh, the other one fell apart.
The one from the original
Teespring?
one, yeah.
Yeah. Our T Public. T Public one is one that fell apart. Teespring was good. The website's a pain in the fucking balls to get stuff up and stuff like that. Redbubble's
I'm
nice.
still so against Teespring.
Yeah.
Like I will pay you to stop using them.
You have to pay me a lot.
I'll do it.
I do like how they have like the pint glass and stuff. Like the pint glasses have been cool. The fanny packs have been cool. But I like Redbubble a lot. Redbubble's been really nice. But the only problem with Redbubble is we do lose out on some items that I really liked on Teespring. I know Teespring just put like mesh shorts and stuff up too. I
forget which company I have right now. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the one I have that Noah set up for me is fantastic quality wise.
He had a cool one up there, but I never learned. He never showed me how to use it, and I can't really update or change anything, and I kind of have to bank on him to do it for me, and I feel bad asking him to do it, so I just kind of like stopped. I don't even know if it exists. I'd be honest. But there was like hats and stuff on there, but you can get hats now on Redbubble.
Nice.
Yeah. But that'll do it. Yeah, well, we're gonna be doing some content and making like a vlog style thing the day of Brewfest. So if you see us, stop us, and we'll do like a vlog with you, and you can tell us what your favorite beer was that day, or we'll just film people drunk, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always good. Did you get your plug in? That's your plug.
I'm trying to think. Well, again, 8 and Sand. Well worth your time. Stop in and check them out. The other brewery we hit that day, Eclipse Brewing in Merchantville. That's just outside of Cherry Hill. That's it used to be in an old ambulance garage. So like the side that the ambulance is parked in is the brewery, and the side that used to be like the office of administration area is the tap room. They have a nice little beer garden outside. It's easy to spot when you get close. They grow not necessarily that they use exclusively their own, but they grow hops on the property. They have sunflowers. They grow castor beans and like peas that are like the plants are huge with the great big purple. It really stands out.
Oh wow.
It's a neat place. Again, that day we were at Monk's Cafe. I know we went someplace else since the last show too. Give me a minute.
Well, while you're thinking, I'll tell one quick story while you're thinking. So I was driving through Pottsville yesterday. You know where that Tony's place used to be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know how like if you're coming like from like Wise to it, like right before you pull in the parking lot, they have the telephone pole with all like 95 trans. I think the only pole that has like a shit ton on it. So I'm driving behind this guy in a blue truck, and he's driving, and all of a sudden he just starts like going off the road. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And then he like accelerates and fucking head on perfectly square with the center of that pole. And I'm just like, he's dead. And he had a blue pickup truck. And in the back of the pickup truck was a fucking like big ride lawnmower that was just like wire strapped in. Like it was just kind of chilling in there. Lawnmower, weed whackers, 2 huge 2x4s that like you like drive a plank up in. And he hit. And when he hit, the lawnmower went up in the air. And like I didn't see how much damage it did right away. And then I drove past him and he was kind of still on the steering wheel. And I quick pulled in the parking lot. And by the time I got out, he was getting out of the car. And I was like, dude, are you good? And he's like, I'm fine. And I was like, sit down. Like you shouldn't be like, you should probably sit down for a moment. He's like, I'm good. I go, what happened, my guy? He goes, I fell asleep. And I was like, oh man. And like, he didn't smell like booze and there was nothing in the car or anything, but like, you could tell he was probably cutting grass all day in the heat and he just fucking passed out. But what happened is when he hit the pole, he hit it so hard, he split the pole. Like his truck, I think, was keeping the pole together, and it had all that shit on top of it. Like it's not like a pole with just one little thing on it. Like it was one of those like universal ones it looked crazy. But he the front of his truck is a V, and then I guess when he hit, his head luckily like obviously went down. There's no airbags, it's an older truck, but when he went down and hit like the steering wheel, the lawnmower when it launched up went through his back window and on top of the roof, so it like crushed his roof like a V, and his head being lower, he missed all of it. And it like when it hit, it rolled to the right, so it crushed and went that way. So it went all in the passenger seat. Like his passenger seat was crushed, but he was fine in the driver's seat. Like he was like everything that could have went right for him went right. He had like 2 cuts on his arm, and that was it. But like, yeah, because it was crazy, and I was just like, all right, man. And then like, the people were already there. They were calling, and I had to go get Brian for the wrestling show. But it was fucking scary. I've never like it's been a while since I've been like literally behind a car and something like that happened.
Let me tell you, with all the modern safety features and a brand new Ford F-150.
Well, this was the old school Ford. I don't know. What were you gonna say, Bill?
I was just gonna ask if it was a Ford.
It was nuts. It was crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. But I did not. When I pulled past that guy, I was like, I was afraid to look at first. I was like, this is not gonna be pretty. And he just walked out with like 2 cuts on his arm. And then I looked at the car. I'm like, I'm not going to stress to him how lucky he is right now, but it was crazy. Brian's like, what took you so long? I was like, I just watched the guy get a car accident. He's like, what? And I told him, he's like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, I almost was going to drive by again to see if he was still there, but I think they took care of it by that point.
It's possible he would have still been there.
Yeah. But, all right. What do you got, Bob, for your last place?
We revisited Cunningham Brewery.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, so we'll wrap it up there. It is episode 169. We're getting close to that 145 mark. If you guys made it this far and you're still watching, leave us a review in the chat. Tell us what you thought of the episode. Love it or hate it, please. Feedback's always great. It is nice to get feedback regardless, because we don't get a lot of it, and it's tough to. It's like screaming into a dark room all the time. Like, we make content, but we don't get much back. If you are on Facebook, we do have the community page. You can do some beer reviews and leave some places. If you're out and you're having a beer, let us know in the group and let us know what you're drinking.
You post a beer picture in there, I'm going to hit it with a care react and ask you how it was.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's how we do it. We all hang out in there. If you are on Facebook side, go over and support that YouTube. That's kind of our big push right now. We are on all social media. We have TikToks. We have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can hang out with us all there. Like I said, merch page is there. And if you are listening on the audio side, you can leave a review on your favorite podcast app, whatever you're using, or you can take a screenshot of what you're listening to right now on your phone and tag us. Say, hey, listen to the episode, and you can kind of leave us a review while you're doing it, because people see that. And word of mouth is definitely how we've been growing, and other breweries see it, and we get invited to do cool things, and we get some fun opportunities to record in places we didn't think we'd ever record. So thank you guys all for the continued support. Everyone in the chat that left a like: Richard, Luisia, Joseph, Rosa, and Ray. Thank you all for the likes. That'll do it for Bangin Beers Podcast, episode 169. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We are planning to go live this Sunday after Brewfest.
Good luck.
TBA. We're gonna see how we feel, and we're gonna. I mean, we'll see. It might not be a 1 o'clock start, but we'll figure it out, and we will. I don't know yet.
Everybody's gonna be wearing sunglasses.
It's gonna.
Oh, I'm a trooper. I'll be ready.
I know you will. I will be in a coma probably. I will be in a full body cast, and that's not even a thing that I would need. But it just feels like that's how I'll feel after. So we are planning to go 2 weeks and record the day after Brewfest. As of now, I'm not sure who's joining us at the table, but we'll announce the guests and who will be hanging out with us. But just follow us on social media. We'll get there. I know we've been a little slacked on the social media side. It's tough. And
yeah, I'm gonna start making an effort to. I started a little bit, but I'm still behind the game there.
Yeah, it's tough. We have a lot going on. It's a challenge, but
I'm just a social media newbie.
Yeah,
it's not my